What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday. Hope you guys had an awesome weekend. Listen, we're going to be finishing up this unit pretty much. So we only have a few lessons left. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to go over the two homework questions you had, give you an assignment today that will last today and tomorrow, and then pick up the last few lessons on Wednesday and Thursday, maybe review Friday, maybe test early next week. I want to go back to shout outs. I have so many shout outs I want to make. But what I'll do is I'll start watching you guys closely today and tomorrow, see what kind of work you send me, and then I'll send you guys some shout outs. So let's take a look. Before we even get started, pause me now if you don't have your homework from Friday. I want you to go grab your homework, get it out. If you have it, just keep listening to this video. But if you don't have your book, go ahead and pause me now. Go get your work. This is going to be very important because what you're going to be doing on the test next week will revolve around how to find the area of this. So as you can see, I was able to figure out y. Now, how I did that, and a couple of you reached out to me. Y runs up and down. We call that vertical. So what I did is I took an orange highlighter, if you can tell. I'll even close up if you can see. And I looked at all of the vertical lines. So I noticed the biggest of those four lines, we have, what, a 3? We have a 3, we have a y, and we have an 8. The biggest one was 8. So I knew that this one, plus this one, plus this one, all three of those would equal this one. So we have a 3 and a 3. That's 6. How much more till I get to 8? And the answer is 2. So as you can see here, I got 38 feet as a perimeter. And on the next question here, same basic concept. I said, okay, look at all the lines that run vertical. And I highlighted them yellow this time. So I have a 2, I have a Q, I have a 6, and I have a 2. Well, 2 and 2, that makes sense. They're opposite, rectangular opposites. And I noticed these are the same size, so Q would be 6. And then on my horizontal lines, I went orange. My biggest line is 8. I have a 2, a P, and a 3. So 3 plus 2 is 5. Plus what is my big line? And that would be 3, because 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 2 is 8. And you can see here, my perimeter is 32 meters. Okay, so hopefully you guys got both of those perimeters correct. Now let's talk area. And again, at any point in time, pause this video. Catch up a little if you have to. That's the only cool thing about virtual learning is you can pause me. You don't have to listen to my beautiful voice. All right, so let's talk about area. So there are no formulas for an irregular polygon. So we have to kind of break this up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it this way. So that I have shape 1, I have shape 2, and I have shape 3. And I'm going to find the area of all three of those. Now, all three, we have a rectangle. Looks like we have a rectangle or a square here because we have 3 and 3. That means these are all 3. And I have a 3 and a 4, so that's a rectangle. I'm going to use the formula. Area equals base times height. So shape number 1. Area equals base times height. So I have an 8, and I need this line here. Well, this line is not 8. I know what you're thinking. Yes, it is. This whole line, yes, the whole line is 8. But this line here, this smaller line, that has got to be less than 8 because the longer line is 8. And we only want from here to here. So we actually have to break this up. So we need to figure this out. So I'm going to go over here and try to get some clues that will help me. Well, if I knew what the length of this line here was, I could just subtract that from 8 and get, oh wait, I do. I know what this is. Opposite sides of rectangles are equal. So if this is 4, then this is 4 from here to here. So if this is 4, guess what this is? 4 plus what is 8? So we have 8 times 4. And 8 times 4 is 32 feet squared. So that's the first one. Shape 2 is next. I'm going to use the same formula. Okay, so we've got base times height. Oh, that's easy. 3 times 3. That's 9. And shape 3. Where can I put shape 3? I'll put shape 3 over here. Shape 3. I have base times height. So I'm going to go with that 4 now. 4 times 3. Which is 12 feet squared. Add those 3 numbers up and I've got my total area. So I have 12 and 32 is 44, plus 9 is 53. The area is 53 feet squared. I heard from a lot of you on Friday, this was hard, and this is one of the reasons I didn't just give you answers today. I really want you to see how I do this. And if you were in my class right now, I would go through this. We would do about 10 practice like we do on a normal day, and you'd have 6 to 7 for homework. You know, unfortunately, I can't do that. So let's look at the next one. So the perimeter is 32 meters, but I don't have that formula for this irregular polygon. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a line this way. So I have rectangle 1 and I have rectangle 2. All right, so let's go ahead and figure out the area of rectangle 1. So I need a base and a height. So I have a base. Oh, wait, I don't have a base here, do I? Well, maybe I do, because opposite sides are congruent. So if this is 3, then this little line is 3. So let's go with base is 3. My height is 6. That's 18 meters squared. That's going to be shape number 1. And shape number 2, I'm going to go base times, oh, that's easy. 8 and 2, they're sitting right there for me. And then if I add those 2 together, I get 34 meters squared. So again, I really wanted to take it slow to show you these answers. I did not want to just throw the answers up there for you. So I'd like to do one of these from scratch with you today, and then give you guys a little review that will be due by Tuesday evening. Okay, so you'll have 2 days to work on it. So let me throw this book out of here and let me show you this shape. What I'd like you right now to do is pause me, or what you can do is turn your book and look on the back cover of your book or any part of the cover that has any blank. And I'd like you to draw this shape. And I'll leave this shape on the screen for a second so you can draw it. So it's an irregular. It kind of looks like, you got a couple rectangles kind of fused together. And what we want to do is we want to find the perimeter and the area. But what I'd like to do is do this with you. Okay, so my suggestion is once you have this drawn, I want you to wait for us. All right, there will be some for you to do on the review, so it's not like you have to go ahead. All right, so let's first and foremost figure out what X and what Y are. All right, so again, this is probably the hardest part, and I'm going to get a little creative, a little artistic today. So you'll notice that X, what I'm going to find first, runs horizontally. Okay, it runs horizontally. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to look at all the lines that run horizontal, and I'm going to mark them up. I don't have my highlighters with me today, so I'm going to say that this line runs horizontal. This line runs horizontal. This line runs horizontal. All right, so let's figure it out. My longest line is 11 out of those horizontals. I have an 8 and I have an X. Well, X is definitely going to be less than 11. I know that. So I know it's going to be whatever 8 is, and X is going to equal 11 when I put them together. So X plus what is 11? Now you could always do 11 minus 8 to get there as well. And the answer is 3. Now let's look at our vertical lines. I'm going to go Y's on my vertical lines, just because the Y variable is what we're trying to solve. I got Y's, I've got Y's, and I've got Y's over here. Okay, so what's my longest y? I've got 14, I've got y, and I've got 4. Well, obviously 14 is going to be the biggest one, so we need 4 plus what is 14? 10. All right, go ahead and find the perimeter for me. Go for it. Pause me if you have to while you're working. Just the perimeter. Let's start with just the perimeter. One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay. Sorry about the angle. I'm not a big fan of this virtual learning stuff, if you guys haven't figured that out. It's hard to teach math to a computer screen, and I'm sure it's hard to learn from a computer screen. So we got, what, 11 and 14 is 25, 33, 43, 46, 50 inches is my perimeter. Okay, make sure you send me a picture of this so I can see that you've done this, obviously. Did you get it right? 50 inches for the perimeter. All right. So again, the hardest part is area. Now you can divide this up this way if you want and make a small rectangle and a large rectangle, or you can go this way and make a long rectangle here and a fatter rectangle here. It's totally up to you. I think I'm just going to go straight up and down. I have shape 1 and I have shape 2. All right, so let's start with shape 1. This is definitely what type of shape? That's a rectangle. Rectangle's formulas, area equals base times height. So what is my base, my bottom? We have 3, and my height is 4. So 3 times 4 is 12 inches. Let's go and look at shape number 2. That's also a rectangle, so we're going to use base times height as well. And we have a base of 8 and a height of 14. Eight times 14 is 112 inches squared. Now let's add these two together and you get 124 inches squared. Total area. Okay, so there you go. Again, pause at any point in time. I really wanted you to just see my method, see how I went through it. I wanted to think out loud so you could hear what I was doing as I went through it. But really all I'm going to show you today is this one particular problem. And I'm going to post underneath this video a bunch of review for your Monday and Tuesday. I think there's only 6 questions, but I'm going to give you 2 days to accomplish that. You can send them to me today, get it done with, or you can do a couple each day. It's totally up to you. But get them in by Tuesday. I'm going to start my throwouts again on Wednesday. Hopefully your name will be involved, and I hope you guys have a nice couple days. All right. We're going to be doing a Google Meet this week as well. What I'd like to do is start doing them frequently. And for those that can make it, great. And the more I have, then hopefully the more you can make. All right. I will talk to you guys later. Have a great Monday and Tuesday.